This November we headed up to DeSoto State Park, one of Alabama's beautiful parks there on Lookout Mountain. At the end of the video, about 6 minutes 45 seconds or so, there will be a video tour of the campground, and walk you through the video as we go. Give you a little update. Not a lot of video on this one, but just because of weather, everything was kind of overcast and dreary as we got there, and rain moved in later in the evening. So we got there, got set up, knowing that rain was coming. Here in just a minute you'll see use a tarp off the back of the bike rack there and set it up kind of as a garage. Not a lot of blowing rain, just a good steady rain that night. So once we got everything set up, we got inside, watched a movie, kind of just took everything easy. But before that though, we did have a good afternoon, just walked around a little bit, saw a little bit of the park. Kind of hard to see in this picture, but there were I guess you could call it a herd of about 6 deer does walking around there just right off the drive of the campground. The next morning we got up to a bright, sunshiny, but very cool day. We decided to take a little bit of a hike. From the campground, there's a 500-yard long trail that goes down to the general store main desk area. And so we took a hike through the woods, and it's, moderate walking. It's not too bad. Even after the rain all evening, it was still fairly dry. There were a few muddy spots, but just pretty Alabama woods. The nature center at DeSoto, or at least the part that we got to see, was basically one room there, and they've got a lot of wildlife stuffed and mounted, so that gives you something pretty cool to look at, but not a lot, not going to take you a whole lot of time to look through that. There was another section that we did not get to look into. So also you see there the kids discovering the giant waterfall right next to the parking area. There are a bunch of waterfalls inside the park and around that area. Of course, Little River Canyon Falls is not too far from there. Campground amenities are nice. The bathhouse that we used on the upper loop was very nice, very clean, and and so we really had a good experience there. We did not go with the intention of going out and adventuring a lot, but there is a lot to see in the area. One thing I did not realize is that North Alabama is home to a couple of insectivorous plants, and those are the pitcher plant and the honeydew plant, and the park has a little display with some of those pitcher plants so you can see them up close and personal. We also that day went to DeSoto Falls. Katie and Micaiah and Olivia kind of hunkered back against the cliff. It is kind of disconcerting if you're nervous about being close to the edge. There's very little guardrail there, and the main falls is beautiful, but I got very few pictures and very little video of it because I get nervous. It's not the heights so much as the fear of falling off of the heights that gets to me. So anyway, beautiful day, beautiful falls. After we checked those out, we went into a little town there called Mentone, and got to just drive around for a few minutes. It's a pretty little place. There are a lot of things there that a person can do, but we happened to find a little bakery, Tip Top Bake Shop there, and they're only open on Fridays and Saturdays, but chocked full of goodies. And so we splurged, got something, took it back with us for after dinner snack. Then of course we all gathered around the fire pit and had some s'mores. Next up is a campground tour, and I apologize for the shakiness of the video. It is not at normal speed. I think about 275% quicker than I was riding, but this is off of my cell phone, off the handlebars on my bike, so it is shaky. Sped it up to try to help with that a little bit, and also in a timely fashion to give you a tour of the campground. There are 3 loops. This first loop incorporates back-end sites, with the exception of 2 what they call buddy sites, and those sites are basically a very long pull-through with 2 setups. All the sites here are full hookup as far as I can remember or know, and everything was fairly close to level, side to side, front to back, a whole different animal. Our site was very good. Some of the sites, we saw a fellow with a nice rig, but huge rig, trying to back up into, and it was quite an ordeal for him to get up in there. A lot of tire spinning, a lot of fun to watch. But anyway, as you come into that first loop, you hang right back onto that main drag, and there are off to the right 2 lines of pull-through sites, and the only thing I would say about them is that many of the sites, especially on the back side, are very unlevel front to back, and so saw a lot of blocks, a lot of attempts at trying to get things leveled up. So just something to be aware of, and that's part of camping as far as I'm concerned. So growing up living out of a camper, we stayed in church parking lots every week, just about 30 to 40 weeks a year, and I don't know any church parking lots that are level. So unless you go down to Florida or southern parts of the state near the coast, then you can get closer to level, but I don't know that I ever remember us not having blocks under the wheels, so anyway, that's just part of being in North Alabama, is you're on a hill somewhere. So, but this is a great campground. It seems well maintained, and it was a joy. I look forward to going back, maybe when we have some more time to kind of get away and explore some of the surrounding area. There are some really cool places as far as we can hear from locals that are great to explore. Little River Canyon and the Education Center that Jacksonville State University has there is fantastic, and a lot to see, a lot to do. So this is just kind of what we've got, so here it is. I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to like or subscribe if you want to catch updates when they're posted. We hope that you're blessed and have a blessed Thanksgiving and Christmas season.